Welcome to Tribute to Stars. I'm Brandon. This channel is a place to honor unforgettable lives that brought joy, talent, and inspiration to the world. Here we remember beloved figures from film, music, television, and culture, reflecting on their journey, their influence, and the memories they left behind. Every tribute helps keep their legacy shining for generations to come. Nyen Angela Bofill was an American singer, songwriter, and composer, born on May 2, 1954 in the Bronx, New York. She passed away in Vallejo, California at the age of 70 after long-term health complications. Known for her smooth and emotionally rich vocal style, she built a career that blended R&B, jazz, and soul in a way that felt both elegant and deeply expressive. Music that defined an era. Emerging in the mid-1970s, Bofill quickly developed a signature sound that set her apart. Songs such as This Time I'll Be Sweeter, Angel of the Night, and I Try showcased her ability to deliver emotion with clarity and control. Her recordings became staples for listeners who valued heartfelt storytelling through music. Over more than 4 decades, she released multiple albums and earned a loyal international audience. Personal life and later years. Bofill was married to Rick Vincent from 1984 to 1994 and had a daughter, Shauna Vincent. In her later years, she faced serious health challenges, including strokes that affected her ability to perform. Despite these difficulties, her influence remained strong within the music community. Lasting legacy. Her passing marked the end of a long and meaningful artistic journey. Angela Bofill is remembered for her vocal artistry, emotional depth, and lasting contribution to R&B and jazz. Her music continues to inspire new generations of artists and listeners worldwide. Chuck Negron was born on June 8, 1942 in New York City. From a young age, he was drawn to music and performance, eventually developing into a singer with a distinctive and expressive voice. His early experiences helped shape the emotional delivery that would later define his career in classic rock. Rise with Three Dog Night. Negron rose to prominence as one of the lead vocalists of Three Dog Night, a band that became highly influential during the late 1960s and early 1970s. His powerful voice helped bring life to some of the group's most enduring songs, including Joy to the World and An Old-Fashioned Love Song. These tracks became cultural staples, known for their energy, melody, and wide appeal. His performances were marked by emotional intensity, helping audiences connect deeply with the music. Later life and legacy. Beyond his success in music, Negron later shared his personal experiences openly, focusing on themes of resilience and growth. He spoke about overcoming challenges and encouraging others to find strength in their own journeys. He passed away at the age of 81. Chuck Negron is remembered for his contribution to rock music and for a voice that continues to resonate through generations of listeners. Daryl Sheets, widely known for his long-running role on Storage Wars, passed away at the age of 67. He was found at a residence in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, on April 22nd. Authorities have confirmed that the circumstances are still under review by the Mojave County Medical Examiner's Office. His passing marks the end of a familiar presence in reality television for many viewers. A career built on auctions before television fame, Sheets spent more than 3 decades working in storage auctions. It was a field defined by uncertainty and risk, where experience and instinct played a major role. Known as the Gambler, he became recognized for his bold bidding style and willingness to take chances in search of valuable finds. Television fame and recognition. When Storage Wars premiered in 2010, Sheets quickly became one of its standout personalities. His confident approach and eye for hidden value made him a fan favorite. Over time, he helped shape the show's appeal by turning storage auctions into engaging, story-driven entertainment. Life beyond the screen. Outside of television, Sheets valued his family deeply. He often worked alongside his son, Brandon Sheets, and shared a long-term relationship with Kimber Nesbitt. Pino. Those close to him describe a man who placed importance on personal connections alongside his career. A lasting impression. Daryl Sheets is remembered for his bold personality and the energy he brought to his work. His legacy lives on through the show he helped popularize and the viewers who followed his journey for years. Dylan Carter introduced himself with a quiet confidence and a voice that immediately drew attention during a televised singing audition. When he shared his hope that Reba McEntire might turn her chair, the moment quickly became unforgettable as all 4 coaches turned to face him. Standing on stage in front of Reba McEntire, John Legend, Niall Horan, and Gwen Stefani, He described the experience as surreal and deeply emotional, especially as his performance connected with the coaches in a powerful way. A journey shaped by personal meaning for Dylan, music carried deep emotional weight rather than being just a performance. Growing up in South Carolina, he lived a quiet life and rarely stepped into the spotlight. He often spoke about his late mother, who had always believed in his potential and encouraged him to pursue his dreams. After multiple attempts to reach the stage, he finally succeeded, choosing to perform a song tied closely to her memory, which made the moment even more personal and heartfelt. Persistence and growth. His journey reflected steady determination. Despite early setbacks, he continued working on his craft and refining his voice without giving up. The rare full recognition from the coaches marked an important turning point in his path. Choosing to work with Reba McEntire, he used the opportunity to grow as an artist and gain experience under experienced guidance. A story that resonates. Although his time in the competition was not long, Dylan Carter's performances left a strong emotional impact on viewers and mentors alike. His story continues to be remembered for its sincerity, resilience, and emotional honesty, showing how music can connect people through shared feeling and lived experience. Ella Simone Scott, a chef, food stylist, and television personality, is being remembered by the culinary world for her warmth, creativity, and inspiring presence. She passed away at the age of 49, leaving behind a legacy shaped by resilience, passion, and a deep love for food as a way of bringing people together. From social work to the kitchen born in Detroit, Elle grew up in a home where food was closely tied to comfort and celebration. Before entering the culinary world, she worked as a social worker, dedicating herself to helping others. Eventually, she followed her passion and trained at the Culinary Institute of New York, building a career that blended artistry and storytelling through food styling and television work. Breaking barriers and inspiring others. In 2016, Elle made history as the first Black woman to join the cast of America's Test Kitchen. Her approachable teaching style and genuine enthusiasm helped home cooks feel more confident and creative. Beyond television, she also founded She Chef in 2013, a community designed to support and uplift women of color in the culinary industry, creating opportunities for mentorship and growth. A lasting impact. Elle Simone Scott is remembered not only for her professional achievements, but for her kindness, mentorship, and advocacy. Even through personal challenges, she remained committed to encouraging others and building inclusive spaces in food culture. Her influence continues through the people she inspired and the communities she helped shape. Jared Schultz became a familiar face to millions through reality television, especially as part of the hit series Storage Wars. On screen, he was known for his bold personality, competitive spirit, and the energy he brought into the world of storage auctions. Alongside his partner Brandy Passante, he formed one half of the duo often referred to as the Young Guns, representing a younger, more aggressive style of bidding compared to veteran buyers. What viewers saw was a confident and outspoken man trying to carve out success in a competitive environment where instincts mattered as much as strategy. Over time, his presence on television turned him into a recognizable personality, and his journey was often framed as a classic redemption story, someone who had faced early struggles and managed to rebuild a life in the public eye. However, behind the camera, his path was far more complicated, shaped by earlier mistakes, personal challenges, and the pressure of maintaining success while constantly being watched. Early struggles and legal troubles. Long before fame, Jared's life was marked by instability and poor decisions during his youth. Like many people who later try to rebuild their lives, his early adulthood included run-ins with the law that created long-lasting consequences. These experiences became a turning point that forced him to confront the reality of his choices at a young age. He spent time in correctional facilities, an experience that exposed him to harsh environments and made him reflect on the direction his life was taking. Those years were not just about punishment, but also about realization, understanding that continuing down the same path would likely lead to an even worse outcome. Although he was eventually released and given opportunities to start over, the stigma of his past followed him. The challenge he faced was not just changing his circumstances, but proving to himself and others that he could build a stable and responsible future despite his history. Second chance and turning point. After completing his sentence and re-entering society, Jared found himself at a crossroads. He was still young, but now carried the weight of a criminal record that limited his opportunities. Like many people trying to rebuild after incarceration, he had to start from the bottom, taking jobs that offered stability rather than prestige. One of the most important shifts during this period was his mindset. He began focusing on work, consistency, and avoiding the environments that previously led him into trouble. This phase of his life represented a quiet but significant transformation. It wasn't immediate success or fame, but a gradual attempt to rebuild trust in himself and in others. The experience of hardship gave him a sense of direction, even if the path forward was uncertain. What mattered most during this time was that he stayed away from the mistakes of his past long enough to create space for new opportunities to appear, even if he didn't yet know what form they would take. Meeting Brandy and building a family. A major turning point in Jared's life came when he met Brandy Passante, who would become his long-term partner and the mother of his children. Their relationship developed during a period when he was trying to stabilize his life, and she became an important influence in his journey forward. Brandy did not judge him solely based on his past, instead focusing on the person he was trying to become. Their connection grew quickly, and over time they built a family together, welcoming 2 children and sharing both personal and professional responsibilities. Brandy played a grounding role in his life, offering structure and emotional support during moments of uncertainty. Together, they presented themselves as a strong partnership, both in business and at home. For Jared, this relationship represented more than companionship. It symbolized a second chance at building something meaningful. However, maintaining that balance between personal growth, family life, and external pressures would eventually become more difficult as their circumstances evolved. Business rise and financial collapse. During the early 2000s, Jared explored business opportunities, eventually finding work in the mortgage industry during a period of economic growth. For a time, it seemed like he had achieved stability and financial progress. He was building a legitimate career and working toward long-term success, which reinforced the idea that he had moved past earlier setbacks. However, the global financial downturn in the late 2000s dramatically changed everything. Like many others in the industry, his business was heavily affected, and what once looked promising quickly fell apart. The collapse was not only financial but also emotional, as it challenged his sense of identity and progress. Losing a business after working hard to establish it brought back familiar feelings of uncertainty. With responsibilities at home and limited options, he found himself searching for new ways to recover. This period of loss became another defining moment, pushing him toward unexpected opportunities that would eventually reshape his life once again. Discovery of storage auctions and breakthrough. After the financial setback, an unexpected suggestion helped redirect Jared's path. He was introduced to the idea of storage auctions, a niche but potentially profitable industry involving bidding on abandoned storage units. What began as a practical way to make income soon developed into something much larger. Alongside Brandy, he started attending auctions regularly, learning how to assess value quickly and take calculated risks. Their chemistry and competitive energy made them stand out in this space, eventually catching the attention of television producers. This opportunity led to their participation in Storage Wars, where their dynamic personalities made them fan favorites. They were seen as underdogs who brought authenticity and relatability to the show. For Jared, this was more than entertainment. It was a chance to rebuild his reputation in the public eye. The shift from financial struggle to television recognition marked one of the most dramatic turning points in his life. Fame through Storage Wars. Once Storage Wars gained popularity, Jared and Brandy became central figures in its success. Their on-screen presence was energetic, often humorous, and sometimes tense, which kept audiences engaged. The show's success brought them fame, financial stability, and opportunities they had never experienced before. At the height of its popularity, the series attracted millions of viewers, and the couple became widely recognized personalities. Jared's transformation from a man with a troubled past to a television star was often presented as a redemption story. He earned significant income from the show and even expanded into related business ventures. However, fame also brought pressure as public attention magnified both successes and personal struggles. Life in the spotlight required constant performance, and maintaining that image over time became increasingly challenging. While everything appeared successful from the outside, the demands of fame and business began to create underlying stress within his personal life. Business failures and relationship strain. Despite television success, Jared and Brandy attempted to build independent business ventures, including thrift store operations. These businesses were meant to provide long-term stability beyond television income. However, despite initial optimism and public recognition, the venture struggled to sustain profitability. One location closed after a short period, and another eventually shut down as well. These setbacks mirrored earlier financial challenges in his life, reinforcing a pattern of instability in business ventures. At the same time, the pressure of managing public life, work responsibilities, and family obligations began affecting their relationship. Over time, communication and emotional connection between Jared and Brandy weakened. What once appeared as a strong partnership slowly turned into distance and tension. Even though they continued working together professionally for a period, the foundation of their personal relationship was no longer the same. These combined struggles marked the beginning of a significant shift in both his career and private life. Separation and public fallout. Eventually, Jared and Brandy's long-term relationship came to an end after many years together. While the separation was not immediately made public, it became evident during later seasons of Storage Wars when their dynamic on screen changed noticeably. They continued working together for a time, but the emotional distance between them was clear. Brandy later described focusing more on independence and personal identity after the split, while also emphasizing her role as a parent. The separation affected not only their personal lives, but also their professional partnership and family structure. Years later, a public incident between them brought renewed attention and controversy, further complicating Jared's public image. Legal consequences followed, adding to the challenges he was already facing. For both individuals, the separation marked the end of a long chapter that had included love, business, family, and fame, all intertwined in a highly public way that made the transition even more difficult. Life after television and reflection. After leaving Storage Wars, Jared gradually stepped away from mainstream television and public attention. His career in entertainment slowed significantly, and he shifted focus toward running a bar business in California. This new chapter offered a quieter lifestyle compared to the intensity of reality television. He also entered a new relationship and attempted to rebuild stability in his personal life. However, his past and public reputation continued to follow him, influencing how people perceived him. Meanwhile, Brandy continued her own path, focusing on independence and family. Their children, now adults, grew up witnessing both the highs and lows of their parents' public journey. Looking at Jared's life as a whole, it reflects a complex story of second chances, success, setbacks, and unresolved personal struggles. While he experienced fame and financial success, he also faced repeated challenges that shaped his legacy in both positive and difficult ways.